So yesterday I had my first issue with my Saber. I've had this thing probably 2 years. Never had any issues at all other than a lot of dead batteries. And whenever I asked a buddy of mine, he told me kind of what to do, but I'm one of those people that needs to see it before I can do it. So YouTube was no help. So hopefully I can help somebody else and explain how to fix a little bit of faulty wiring in this bad boy. Now, this is the Dark Initiate version 3 from Ultrasabers. It has been an absolute workhorse. Could not tell you how many times I've dropped this thing. It's been solid, amazing. You guys do great work. But all that said, finally, I guess I've dropped it too many times, and one of the, I believe it was the ground wire, broke apart off of a resistor, and it no longer lit up. So, first things first, to get it apart, to work on it, I'm going to trust you guys know batteries go in the bottom, this unscrews, pretty self-explanatory. But to make life easier, I take the blade out. So you're going to need hex key. On mine, it's the smallest one. On yours, it might be something else. This one's meant for archery, so Lord knows. But on this specific Saber, little silver piece right up here. Oh. At the very top, it just unscrews. You don't have to take it all the way out. Just a little bit, just a couple turns will release the blade for you. One thing to note with the blade, if you've broken it, you already know the tip pops out. Also, this is just glued in. That's the filament. That's what makes it not just a shiny, plastic tube. It actually makes it kind of seem like it's glowing. So put this aside. Don't drop it. You can bust that filament out. I watched a friend of mine do it. It wasn't pretty. So, that said, first things first, finding where the cable or the wire is broke. In mine, it was broke probably right up around in here, which made it really hard to get to. But not impossible. So first things first, like I said, find it. Battery comes out. If you've looked all through all these, everything's solid, you've tugged on them a little bit, they aren't coming loose, you can go ahead and pop this end out, but before you do that, you have to take all of that little hex key and completely take it out, that way it will fall. If you do, put it in something, this thing is tiny and it will roll, and you will spend a lot of hours looking in your carpet trying to find it. Not speaking from experience. But, like I said, mine was like right about in here. So to get to it, I actually had to take it apart the same way they put it together. Now, if you guys have ever seen them put it together, you know that all the wiring comes in through the button here, and then they run it each way, and then they actually put the end pieces on. Well, I didn't realize that at first. I watched them build it, but that had been, like, 2 years ago? Kind of forgot. So, after a little bit of looking and a little bit of prying, I realized that, hey, this thing kind of wiggled. And looking down and, with the flashlight, I could see that it looked like it was threaded, like it had been pushed in there. So, masked off, everything around there, which actually you can see, it's kind of still filthy. And took a screwdriver, a little bit on each side, pried underneath, 1, 2, 1, 2, took forever, like 15 minutes of, oh my god, nerve-wracking, I'm breaking my baby, before finally, pop loose. Cables pulled up with it, boom, I could see the one that was frayed and messed up. That part was easy. A little bit of solder. I actually grabbed a piece of wire that's going to be longer, because I think part of that issue comes into every time you replace these batteries, you are basically bending that cable and that resistor, going back and forth, and you're going to break it. If you put a quick disconnect in there, it's going to help it, but it's not going to solve the issue. I think I'm going to do that to mine anyway, because I'm one of those people that replaces their batteries pretty often, because, Saber should be right. Anyway, like I said, that part was easy. Put it all back down, hammered it back in place with a mallet, took 2 seconds, put it all back together, good to go. One thing I think I will be doing, and that I would suggest anybody who's using this one or one that's really close to it and spends a lot of time actually twirling it, spinning it, dropping it, get a piece of Velcro. This is or at least on mine, it's the smoother side. Get the rougher side, take it, glue it in somewhere up above the threads on the inside. That way it will keep the battery pack from moving. A lot of the stress on the cable on the wire, it comes from you taking the battery back out. But I know specifically in mine, whenever I have the extensions on it and I'm using it like a staff, it's pretty obvious. You can hear that battery pack just getting slung and pushed back and forth from centrifugal force. So that might be something to think about. Also, I've been told that if you're using one of the newer styles without just plain old batteries, you don't really have this issue. But yeah, that was it. Super simple. Went back together just as easy. You guys did awesome on making this really easy for some of us to fix. But yeah, thanks. There you go. Hopefully somebody got a little bit of help, a little bit of knowledge out of this.